All right, so where are we going right now? What are we talking about?
We're gonna. This is kind of like we're gonna go to the introduction of barbering. This is gonna be. We're gonna explain that barbering is a business. So we're gonna go into it and start out from the beginning and just roll.
Okay, so
into it.
Let's start out by introducing yourself.
All right. Are we recording right now?
Yeah.
All right. Hello.
That was cool, actually.
Yeah, I like rolling up my sleeves. Yeah. My name is Hashim Whitmore.
Start over.
Huh?
Start over.
All right. My name is Hashim Whitmore. I'm a barber. I've been a barber since 2004. I've been licensed in the state of Maryland. I've been licensed also in the state of California. I won barber competitions in Washington, D.C. and in Sacramento, California. This is my passion. This is my whole goal in life, to be a barber to the people, to make something beautiful, to encourage people every day, whether they're barbers or whether they're my clients. I'm going to make something memorable and make every moment positive and encouraging. And so I'm here to give you information about this barber industry and what it takes to really succeed in it. So during my time as a barber, I've had ups, I've had downs, I made mistakes. And I'm going to share that all with you. And so hopefully you can learn from those mistakes and also learn from my successes as well. Going into barbering, you're young or you might be old, but there's always a lot of questions about what this industry really can do for you, how it can work, or how do you really work it. Being an independent contractor and having a license where you can cut anywhere, sometimes you get really relaxed or with the idea of all this freedom. Hey, I have freedom. I can come in, I can cut when I want to, I can make money, but along with that freedom, there's a lot of responsibility if you really want to take full advantage of this business. And that comes from treating it like a business. And treating it like a business, you're going to deal with your marketing. You're going to deal with customer service. You're going to deal with your money. You're saving money. You're going to deal with your body. Body is important. How you take care of yourself physically, it's going to make a huge difference. I've had injuries in my hands, my shoulders, my lower back, my foot fractured in 3 places. So I have a lot of insight on how you should take care of your body, and we're going to go into that in later chapters of this series. But when you first get your barber's license, you go into the shop. You should understand that all shops are going to be different. You're going to have shops that you're going to be able to do booth rental, where you just pay them a weekly fee, and then you keep all the money that you make over that weekly fee, but you're in charge of your marketing, how you're going to reach out to people, how you're going to provide customer service. There's not going to be a standard except the standard that you set. So when you're dealing with a booth rental situation, you have all this freedom to set these standards. I want you to get into the mindset of setting high standards. You're going to set high standards in the way you greet people, the way you use your manners, and always say yes sir, no sir. You're going to also go into high standards of providing excellent service. And excellent service really comes from you listening to people. People will come in and sit in your chair, and they might say something that you never heard of. Let me get a 16 on top and a 2 on the side. And they think that's really what the haircut is, but you might not even have a 16 blade. So you have to kind of go into a detective type of scenario where you're asking what they really want, what they're looking for, and if you listen closely enough and watch body language, you're going to see what they're insecure about. You're going to see what they're most concerned about, areas that they don't like or that has troubled them before. If you ask the right questions, how long has it been since they got their last haircut, you'll be able to determine what lengths that they usually use. So going into lengths and all that, break it down. Simple is key. You want to make sure that you are able to listen to what their request is and break it down and repeat it back to them as simply as possible. Do you want it short on the sides? Do you want to see a little bit of skin? What we're going to do on top, we're going to start off with the highest guard, or just a little bit. We're going to work our way down, and we're going to get to this point that or length that you like, and we're going to work on this together. Make sure that you include them in the process. Nobody likes going into a barber shop and giving a specific instruction, or giving maybe even the best instructions that they can give, and the barber doesn't follow that. So, and you won't be able to completely satisfy 100% of the people 100% of the time, but if that's your goal, you could get pretty damn close. So we're gonna as you get closer and you get better in your communication skills, make sure that with those skills you're building on your presentation. And your presentation starts from the moment somebody walks into the door. Especially if you're new into the shop, everybody that walks into the door, you should be saying hello to. You should be asking names. You should be getting acquainted for the people that are already visiting your community, the people that are already visiting your shop, because those people are going to be looking at you. Your station, how is that set up? Is it clean? Make sure that if you're not cutting the hair, are you sanitizing? Are you looking like you're ready to work? Are you engaging? Are you watching haircuts? Are you picking up knowledge from people that are doing well? Are you picking up on the habits and the activities and the actions that people that are in the shop that have a large clientele, what are they doing? So you're going to want to start touching your customer service. If you don't have that large clientele yet, starts with everybody that comes into the shop. So nobody should be a stranger to you. Get well acquainted with the people that are coming in, and that's important. And if you like their haircut, if you like what they've done, make sure you comment on that. When you comment on somebody's haircut, it sends a message to them that you're paying attention. And one day, you might have that opportunity to perform a similar haircut for them, or maybe somewhat friend or family, or a referral that they might have, and it becomes a regular for you. So, keep your station clean, keep your presentation clean, and that goes into your hygiene. Hygiene is really important. You want to make sure that you're clean, your clothes are clean, your body's clean, your breath is clean and well. You don't want to be offending anybody with any type of strong odors, or sometimes even with certain fragrances, colognes, what have you, will just turn off certain people or make it uncomfortable. So you want to make sure that what you do and how you present yourself is always something that the large mass of people will be able to receive without feeling uncomfortable or overpowered by any situation. When people are in your chair, conducting yourself is really important. The way that you talk to people, the way that if barbershops are a real open and wild place. A lot of times as barbers, we go to the abyss to explain what we did the night before, or our take on certain topics. Make sure that you know your clientele, and you work your way into certain conversations. This business is about relationships. It's not about transactions. So relationships take time. They take trust. They take sharing. You're going to be sharing for hopefully, for years with this person. So Take your time, build up those communications. One rule of thumb that I always use is, once you got your consultation done, you know what the client wants. Your job is just to perform the service, not to talk. I always let the client spark the conversation, because you never know what that client might be going through. He might just need to sit down in that chair, relax, clear his mind, or he might actually need somebody to talk to. And when you listen attentively, you'll hear the need. You'll hear the inquiries. People will ask you where you're from, how long you've been doing this, and in turn, you'll do the same.
Keep on going.
All right.
I'm just gonna give a side shot.
So, and in turn, you'll do the same. And it's a beautiful thing as these relationships start building, start unfolding, and you'll have, once you identify a need, please take time to build your follow-up communication. It only takes one client to really build your clientele and take your clientele to the next level. So you want to make sure that you communicate as much as possible with them. By email address. Email addresses are so powerful. You set up something at your station where they can, after their haircut, they can write down their information for you. And what you do with your emails, you send them information. You send them information about hair. You send them information about your schedule. You send them information that sets in their minds of you being a professional in your industry. Get on the system. Send a item of value out to them once a month. You send a reminder when the holiday is coming up. Simple tips and tricks or hair care needs. Those are always great topics that people that, if they're not